Curfew has again been imposed in several parts of the valley. As security also has been heightened after fresh clashes were reported yesterday. We'll try and go across to Farid for some more details. But despite that, there has been an all-party delegation that visited and held political dialogue with several other regional parties. There is unrest that continues. Farid is joining us with on-ground situation now. Farid, what is happening in Srinagar today?
Well, no change in the ground situation. Same things. Really, it's kind of a repetition of what's really has been happening. If you talk of the last 60 days, yesterday also there was violence. In fact, one person has been killed. He was injured yesterday in Sopore. He succumbed to his injuries. He's been identified as Musab from Sopore. And today, in fact, if you talk of today, what has happened this morning, there has been fresh violence reported from Seer Hamdan area of Anantnag, where more than 50 people have been injured and one of them has succumbed. He has been identified as 19-year-old Nasir Ahmed, and that killing has once again ensured that more people have joined these protests, and there is anger which is spilling out on the streets. This really has been the pattern of the last 60 days, and nothing seems to have changed on the ground. Pellet gun continues to blaze. Every day on an average, around 200 people are getting injured in these incidents of protests and clashes with the security forces. Now, on the other hand, while there is curfew in a few very sensitive pockets, overall there is no curfew. If we generally talk of the Kashmir Valley, as you rightly said, the all-party delegation which came here has not really helped to ease out the situation on the ground, because we knew that once there was a stalemate and once there were aggressive positions that were taken by the government and by the separatists, this will of course mean that on the ground it will have its negative implications, and that's what has been happening due to the political deadlock and due to the hardened positions. On the ground, things are only escalating. Violence is moving to new areas, and
yes,
even
but what is the
2
sentiment on ground? A lot of anger, but the point is, we've heard from Mehbooba Mufti several times. The centre has also made efforts. What is it that is still, just escalating the tension amongst the citizens there?
Well, there are so many factors that are influencing these protests now. Initially, when the HM commander Burhan Wani was killed, there was that provided a trigger. For the first few days, there was massive violence. Police stations were attacked or government offices were attacked. But then came a time after 10-15 days, and violence levels came down. Then came the stage or the time of big protest rallies that are happening in South Kashmir, protest rallies that at several places the police allows, but in other places they use force. Then people get injured, and then it becomes a vicious cycle, and that has been repeating itself non-stop if you talk of the last 60 days. Then you add to that nocturnal raids, arrest spree that the security forces are going for. That is further vitiating the situation. You have nocturnal raids to protest against that. Women and men really come out on the streets. They try to block roads. Then security forces use force, and it has become an unending cycle, vicious cycle. And on the other hand, to add to that, you have political tension. You were hoping that the all-party delegation would really do something, come out with some kind of a solution to this problem that would really ensure that on the ground at least this rage or this unease is addressed. That has not happened, so it is really very disturbing to see that right now it seems to be kind of a very depressing status quo. Who will really bring the change?